Planning a trip to Peru is super exciting, but it is a lot, so I hope this video is helpful. Hi, I'm Shelby, this is my husband Rayma, and I'm going to take you through our 10-day trip to Peru in Cusco, the Sacred Valley, Machu Picchu, Rainbow Mountain, and Lima. We booked everything ourselves before the trip, and I'm going to have links to all of the tours, train tickets, and things like that in the description box. So let's get right into it. Day 1, Cusco. After arriving in Lima late the night before, we headed back to the airport to head to Cusco, and it was about an hour-and-a-half flight from Lima to Cusco, and the views were amazing the entire way. So make sure that you book yourself a window seat, and make sure that you fly during daylight hours so that you don't miss out on the awesome views. And once we got to Cusco, we had the rest of the day to explore and to get used to the elevation. Luckily, we didn't get altitude sickness, but I know a lot of people do, so something to be careful of. And whenever we checked into our hotel, we were greeted with coca tea, which is actually supposed to be really helpful with altitude sickness, and it's just delicious and a warm treat. It's pretty chilly in Cusco in the mornings and at night, but the afternoons can get pretty warm, so layered clothing is definitely a great idea. There's a lot to experience in Cusco. Plenty of museums, restaurants, bars, markets, spas, nightlife, you name it. It's very walkable, and it's one of those places where you don't always need a plan. You can just walk around and see what you come across. On day 2, we took a tour of the Sacred Valley, and I highly recommend this. I'm usually not one to book a guided tour, but this is a place where you've really got to do it if you want to see it. It's very hard to do on your own. We had an awesome guide. His name is Elvis. He said his parents are fans. So ask for Elvis if you book a tour through Get Your Guide. I'll link it below. And Elvis told us a lot about the Inca people and how they lived. It's just really amazing that you can still see a lot of the structures that they built. Our tour went to Pisac, Morai, salt mines, and we got to see a lot of really cute llamas and alpacas. We also had a great lunch, and the tour ended in Ollantaytambo, and we actually stayed there rather than going back to Cusco because we took a train the next day from Ollantaytambo to Machu Picchu. Which brings us to day 3. The first half of the day we spent just exploring the town, and then we had the most amazing lunch at Chuncho. It's right in the main square, you can't miss it. And then we took a little moto taxi to the train station. There are 2 options for trains to get to Machu Picchu. There's Peru Rail and Inca Rail. We actually tried them both, and on the way there we took Inca Rail. It was really nice. There was entertainment on board, food and drinks to order, and again, just like the flight, the views were amazing from the train. Finally, on day 4, Machu Picchu. It really is a journey to get there, but so worth it. The town near Machu Picchu is called Aguas Calientes, or some people just call it Machu Picchu Town. And you can hike to Machu Picchu from the town if you want to. It's about an hour hike at least, and pretty steep, so most people take the bus, which is what we did. You don't need to have bus tickets ahead of time. Actually, I don't even know if you can buy them ahead of time. You can just buy them right there next to the bus stop. You will, however, most likely need to have your tickets to get into Machu Picchu already because they only sell a certain number of tickets per day. So I'll link the website below that you can use to buy the tickets. And don't stress about which tickets to buy. It's kind of overwhelming on the website. There are different circuits, but at least whenever we went, this was in May 2023, it was pretty much a free-for-all. Once you get in, you're in, and you can go all over. Except for the bridge, that was a specific ticket, as well as both of the 2 hikes. You'll see what I mean if you're on the website. Day 5, back to Machu Picchu, but this time to do a hike on Machu Picchu Mountain, which gives a really cool view from farther away. It is a tough hike, especially in the altitude, but it is a really beautiful hike, and the ticket gets you just regular access to Machu Picchu, so we got to see it all again too. We got back to the town and had some time to kill, so we had some amazing ceviche, and we even got to see some locals playing a pickup soccer game. We took the train back to Cusco that evening, and this time it was Peru Rail, equally as nice as Inca Rail in my opinion. I didn't really notice much difference between the two train lines. Day 6, a full day in Cusco, and we took it very easy on this day to kind of recover from a busy couple of days in Machu Picchu. We had more great food, and that night we did a pub crawl, which was a fun way to meet some other travelers and locals and experience the nightlife there. Day 7, Rainbow Mountain, and this was one of my favorite days of the trip. It is pretty much a full day commitment to go to Rainbow Mountain from Cusco, but I thought it was worth it. After about a 3-hour, very scenic drive, you'll get as far as cars can go, and then you'll have the option to either hike to Rainbow Mountain or to ride horseback. A lot of the tours to Rainbow Mountain leave Cusco super early in the morning, like 4 or 5 a.m., and we're not about that, so I found a tour that left at 8:30 a.m., and then we were pretty much the last group to get to go up onto the mountain, which was actually nice because there weren't too many people. It really was amazing to see, and overall just a really fun day. The last leg of our trip, days 8 through 10, were in Lima. It was definitely a different vibe in Lima than in the mountains. For one thing, it was quite a bit warmer. Pretty cloudy though, kind of a San Francisco vibe with the weather. And in Lima, you're going to get a mixture of history and modern city. For example, right in the middle of the city, you can tour an Inca pyramid from around 1500 years ago. Pretty amazing. And on the modern side, you'll have sites like Parque del Amor or Park of Love. Lots of really cool street art, and there's always a lot going on at Kennedy Park. We did another bar crawl in Lima, and the group was really fun. There are so many food options in Lima. Of course, we wanted to try all the traditional Peruvian food, but there's cuisine from all over the world. One evening we went to this restaurant that you can see out on the pier. It was so good. It's called La Rosa Nautica. They had amazing seafood, and it's just the perfect place to go for a special occasion or just because you're on a trip to Peru. All in all, we really enjoyed Lima, and it was a great end to the trip. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, give it a like or leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer any questions, and hope you have an awesome time in Peru.